I never meant for Tyler to find out this way. We had been best friends since 3rd grade, and I thought I knew exactly how he would react. I thought he would laugh or get angry, or maybe just stop talking to me forever. What I did not expect was for him to start crying. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how it really happened. Tyler Brooks and I grew up 3 houses apart on Maple Street in a town so small it did not even have a McDonald's. We did everything together. Rode bikes until dark. Built forts in the woods behind his house. Stayed up all night playing video games and eating way too much pizza. He was the brother I never had and the only person who really understood me. Or so I thought. By the time we hit high school, things started getting complicated. Tyler shot up 6 inches and his voice dropped to this deep rumble that made girls giggle when he talked. Meanwhile, I stayed exactly the same. 5'6" with soft features and a voice that still cracked when I got nervous. People started treating us differently. They would talk to Tyler about sports and cars while completely ignoring me. Some days it felt like I was becoming invisible next to him. That was when I started noticing things about myself that scared me. The way I moved my hands when I talked. How I sat with my legs crossed like the girls did. The fact that I spent more time looking at Tyler than at any of the cheerleaders he was always going on about. These little things that made me different. Things that made me wonder if something was wrong with me. Senior year, everything changed. My parents went out of town for their anniversary, leaving me alone for the first time ever. I had been curious about something for months, but never had the courage to actually try it. That night I finally did. I went into my mother's room and looked through her closet. Her clothes were too big for me, but I found a simple black dress that almost fit. I put it on along with some of her makeup and looked at myself in the bathroom mirror. What I saw took my breath away. I looked pretty. Not handsome or cute the way people sometimes called me. Actually pretty like a girl. Something clicked inside my brain that night. A puzzle piece falling into place. This was who I was supposed to be. This felt right in a way nothing else ever had. Over the next few weeks, I started experimenting more. I ordered my own clothes online using money from my part-time job at the grocery store. Dresses and skirts and soft sweaters that fit my small frame perfectly. I learned how to do makeup from YouTube videos. How to walk in heels. How to move and talk in ways that felt natural instead of forced. I kept it completely secret from everyone, especially Tyler. He was dating Emily Watson by then, and they were always talking about their future together. College and marriage and kids. Normal straight people stuff that felt like a foreign language to me. I could not imagine him understanding what I was going through. In fact, I barely understood it myself. The plan was to keep this part of my life hidden until college. Maybe find other people like me in a bigger city. Figure out what it all meant without hurting the people I cared about. But plans have a way of falling apart when you least expect it. It was a Tuesday afternoon in March. Tyler was supposed to be at football practice, but it got canceled because of rain. He decided to surprise me by showing up at my house unannounced like he had done 1,000 times before. Except this time I was not expecting him. I was in my room wearing a pink bra and practicing walking in heels when I heard the front door open. My parents were at work and Tyler had his own key from all the years we had been friends. I heard him call my name from downstairs and panic shot through my entire body. I tried to change clothes as fast as I could, but the dress had all these tiny buttons and the heels were strapped around my ankles. I could hear his footsteps coming up the stairs, getting closer to my room. I managed to get the dress off, but I was still wearing a bra and panties and my makeup was still perfect. The door opened just as I was reaching for a t-shirt. We stared at each other for what felt like hours but was probably only a few seconds. Tyler's face went through about 10 different expressions. "Edward," he said quietly. "What are you doing?" I wanted to lie. To make up some story about losing a bet or practicing for a school play. But looking at him standing there in my doorway with rain still dripping from his hair, I realized I was tired of hiding. Tired of pretending to be someone I was not, especially with the person who knew me better than anyone. "This is who I am," I said. My voice came out steadier than I expected. "This is who I have always been." He stepped into my room and closed the door behind him. His eyes took in everything. the dresses hanging in my closet, the makeup scattered across my desk, the heels I had kicked off in my rush to change. I could see him putting pieces together in his head. How long? He asked. A few months. But I think I have always known something was different about me. He sat down heavily on my bed. His hands were shaking and he kept running them through his wet hair. I had seen Tyler cry exactly twice in all the years we had been friends. Once when his grandfather died and once when he broke his arm falling out of a tree. But right then his eyes were filling up with tears. Why are you crying? I asked. Because I am an idiot, he said. Because I have been in love with you since we were 14 and I thought you could never feel the same way because you are a guy. But now I do not know what you are and I am so confused I can barely think straight. The room went completely silent. I could hear my own heartbeat in my ears. Tyler was in love with me. You love me? I asked. I have loved you for years, he said. Every single day. When you laugh at my stupid jokes. When you fall asleep during movies. When you get excited about things nobody else cares about. I love everything about you. But I never said anything because I thought I was gay and I was scared of what people would think. Scared of what my parents would say. Scared of ruining our friendship. He looked up at me with tears streaming down his face. But seeing you like this, seeing how beautiful you are, maybe this means we could actually be together. Maybe this means it is okay for me to feel this way. I walked over to my bed and sat down next to him. Our knees were touching and I could feel the heat from his body. Up close I could see that he was shaking all over. I love you too, I said. I think I always have. But I was scared you would think I was weird or broken or wrong. You are not wrong, he said. You are perfect. You have always been perfect. He reached out and touched my face so gently I thought I might melt. His thumb brushed across my cheek, wiping away a tear I did not even know had fallen. Then he kissed me. Soft and careful at first, like he was afraid I might disappear. Then deeper when I kissed him back. It was everything I had ever dreamed about and nothing like I had expected. His lips were warm and he tasted like the mint gum he always chewed. When he pulled away, we were both breathing hard. What happens now? I asked. I do not know, he said honestly. This is all new to me too. But I want to figure it out with you. If you want to. I nodded because words seemed impossible right then. We lay down on my bed together, still in our clothes. Him in his damp t-shirt and jeans. Me in my underwear and smeared makeup. We held each other and talked until the sun went down. Tyler told me about all the nights he had laid awake thinking about me. How he had dated girls trying to convince himself he was normal. How seeing me with other people made him crazy with jealousy, even though he could not admit why. I told him about the loneliness. About feeling like I was living two different lives. About being terrified that nobody would ever love the real me. I want to see all of you, he said as darkness filled my room. Every part. Even the parts you think are too weird or too much. Especially those parts. So I showed him. I put the pink dress back on and fixed my makeup. I walked around my room in the heels, letting him see how I moved when I felt comfortable in my own skin. I let him see the person I had been hiding from everyone, including him. He watched it all with wonder in his eyes. Like I was something magical instead of something shameful. You are so beautiful, he kept saying. I cannot believe you are mine. That was 3 years ago. We are both in college now at different schools, but we talk every day. He comes to visit me on weekends and I visit him. We have learned how to love each other in public and in private. How to handle the stares and questions. How to be ourselves even when the world does not understand. My secret life as a femboy was never really a secret. It was just me waiting for someone brave enough to love all of me. Someone who could see past what I was supposed to be to who I actually am. I found that person in the last place I expected. In my best friend who had been in love with me all along. Sometimes the person you are looking for has been right there the whole time, waiting for you to be ready to be found. During one quiet evening while browsing online together, Tyler and I discovered this website called Prism Stories. They had a feminine size calculator that helped me understand my body better. I entered my measurements, and we laughed about how naturally feminine my proportions were. On impulse, I bought a book called My Closet Has Secrets. Reading it together felt like another piece of the puzzle clicking into place. Tyler held me while I read parts of it out loud. His arms around me felt like home. Like safety. Like everything I had ever wanted but been too afraid to ask for. The day my best friend found out I was a femboy was the day my real life began. Not the life I thought I was supposed to want, but the life I actually did want. The life where someone loved me exactly as I am,